Hello and welcome to everyone watching today's video, especially the FBI agent watching me through my camera. Today we're going to be reading through some Reddit. We're going to do r/unpopular opinion. The social acceptability of telling a guy he's punching above his weight when with a pretty woman is abhorrent. People almost shame normal looking men who have pretty girlfriends, as if they have no right to be with these women, despite these women also choosing to be with these guys. It's damaging to any person's confidence saying such things, but men are expected to laugh at it or be okay with such comments. It's basically telling you you're not attractive as a person, yet is seen as acceptable to say it to these men, and it's never said in a complimentary fashion. Even if the person saying it is trying to say it humorously, it is dismissing the character and personality of the guy in question too. I think it's like I agree, like there's more to relationships than just where you fit on like a base 10 scale. Like you could be a 10 and not be a great person, and why would someone else you might qualify as a 10 want to date you? It matters way more about how you are than what you may or may not look like on any given day. Anarchy should be the norm on the internet and on this site in particular. Most of the time, there's absolutely no need to have those people that act as policemen, ready to censor your ideas and posts. Just like civil policemen, these people are frustrated because their lives suck once the screens are turned off. As a result, as soon as they can exercise a bit of power online, they do it straight away without thinking. There's no such thing as forgiveness anymore. Edit, I recently had a pretty bad experience on a subreddit. It was my second post there and I made a mistake. I didn't offend anyone, but I ended up being permanently banned. Then I got silent once I kindly said why. This is not acceptable. I think I agree in some senses that like there's a lot of opinions that people get frustrated with, or someone may do something online that is something that with time like people can grow to change and be better. But I do think that this could be used by some people who just want to spread hateful or racist rhetoric, and so I don't know. It's a bit of a lose-lose situation. The Killers are a terrible band. Their one or two popular songs have no business seeing as much airtime as they've had over the years. Mr. Brightside is one of the worst songs I've heard, and I find it extremely cringe whenever it's played in a public setting like bars or sporting events and people start singing along. Hot Fuzz was an overrated album, and this band is nothing but an undeserved one-hit wonder. Uh, Interesting. I I only know the Killers for Mr. Brightside. It's a it's a banger when it comes on in the bar, you know. Everyone knows it. It's one that everyone can relate to. But it is overplayed as well for sure. Um, I don't know. I'm not exactly of the age of the Killers viewers, so disliking kids doesn't make you a snob. I personally dislike most kids. They are noisy, messy, and a lot of them are just straight up rude and disrespectful. Obviously, I have some exceptions and usually don't fault them for it, but every time I bring up how I'm not fond of children, people think I'm a grump or find it distasteful. Who likes everyone? It's, yeah, I mean, I feel like you see people when they have kids, they tend to like kids more, and most people without kids don't tend to like them unless they're around them. Like, if some random 5-year-old came up to me, I might be happy to like say hi to them for like 2 seconds, but I'm not trying to interact with your kid, you know? But I don't I feel like if you like hate kids, that's completely different. Like you don't have to want to interact with anyone, but disliking them is fine, or not wanting to interact with someone else's random kids. Flowers are a waste of money. You know what really annoys me? Cut flowers as presents. They're such a waste of money. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty for about 5 minutes, but then what? They just sit there, slowly wilting, reminding you that someone spent a small fortune on something destined for the trash. It's like paying for a ticking time bomb of decay. Flowers don't last. You're literally watching your gift die day by day. And for what? Aesthetic value? You could get a nice plant, something that lives and keeps giving. Or how about a gift card? Something practical. Honestly, it feels like people only give flowers because it's easy. Oh, just grab a bouquet, that'll do. No thought, no effort. Meanwhile, the recipient has to clean up dead petals and feel guilty about throwing them away after a few days. The cut flowers aren't thoughtful. They're fleeting and practical and overpriced. Let's stop normalizing them as a go-to gift and start giving presents that actually last. I could see why this would be a little bit of an unpopular opinion. I feel a little bit like it's so popular because it's kind of easy. Yeah, as they say, like, the classic stereotype of the forgetful husband. It's a little bit easier to lower your standards and be happy when they bring you a bouquet of flowers that, they just have like outside grocery stores now or something. Like, it would be a lot nicer to receive a gift that has more thought and has really been put into. Or if you really do like flowers and you have a place to like grow the flowers, to get the plant and like, maybe help plant it or something, or have a cutting rather than just the picked flowers that will die pretty easily. Good opinion. Good opinion. This one's really controversial. I love the smell of horse manure. I spent a good portion of my youth working in a stable. Loved the horses, but hated the smell. The manure was collected from the stable and piled up in a section to be used as fertilizer. It was literally a huge, steaming pile of poop. Now when I go to a stable, the smell doesn't bother me at all. Instead, it gives me nostalgia and is not so bad. Alright. Absolutely unpopular. They kind of redeemed themselves in the end there because it's purely for nostalgia. But if you suddenly would just like, yeah, you smell it so much, you grow to love the smell, I would. It's unpopular for sure. Don't get rid of shows, watch your kids. My mother recently got 2 foster kids placed in her care, both under the age of 6, one being about 5.5 and the other one being 2. The mother wasn't exactly perfect. I won't get into it because we know them personally, the reason we got the kids in the first place, and she try her best. Well, when the kid first got here, 5 years old, wanted to watch a YouTube channel. I won't name names, but it's a channel that uses puppet and dark/inappropriate jokes. I assume his parents let him watch because we gave it a try, and with 2 minutes of the video, they were talking about sideways naughties. My mother turned it off and made him watch a more appropriate show. We got him to watch Barney, Bob the Builder, and more other kids shows I grew watching. He loved them, and it should be noted that when he first got here, he expected everything to go his way. He thought he was the boss, and he thought he could cuss. We didn't even have to punish him. We just sat with him while we watched some TV and moderated what he watched. So many parents complain about there not being any good shows for kids anymore. Quit trying to look for new shows and show them ones you grew up with. Quit trying to get other shows/content taken down because you find it inappropriate for your kid. If you don't want your kid to see it, don't let them. I think that's fair. I think like it's people live very busy lives, and like they kind of just give kids access to anything. Like they give them an iPad, they just let them watch, and they don't like try and like help the kids watch something that's productive, educational, not trash. And so like, I mean, Bluey is a good episode, as a good new show, but like the ones we grew up with are fine. They haven't seen them before, they're kids. But like, yeah, I mean, even like other shows like may not be bad, but they can be like just nothing. So like, try and help them find something good, and they're kids, they're bound to like it. Liking an artist's most popular song doesn't make you any less of a fan. I'm sick of music fans being annoying when you tell them you like an artist's most popular song. It's not a crime. You don't need to listen to unreleased songs or a very popular song to be the biggest fan. You can listen to any song you like. It's not fair how they immediately judge you for liking. I think it's like, people, they get so invested in like 1, 2 artists that they like, they listen to everything. They know all about this person. And so you come in and you're like more of a casual fan, and they just try to go at you for it. But like, who cares? It's popular for a reason, as most things are, and like it shouldn't be hated on. You listen to that popular song. You go for it. People meddle too much in their friends' relationships. Stop telling your friends to break up with their partners every time they have a fight about anything. It's really unhelpful, and a lot of the time ends up villainizing the partner in cases where it's not really necessary. I agree with this opinion. I think it has to do with like, people only like may tend to only talk to their friends when something's going wrong in the relationship and not really when it's going right at all. And so all you're hearing from this friend is just like, oh, all these fights you get in. And like they're gonna assume the worst. Like all they hear is that you fights, fights, fights. And so they're gonna like tell you that, oh, this relationship sounds really bad. You should get out of it. And so I think like you should want to talk about your partner more when things are good, but also like, you know, unless it's something really serious, you can talk to your partner about something that went wrong, or like, I don't talk to a therapist or someone, because with friends it makes it really hard, especially if you're trying to get your partner to get along with your friends as well, and all they hear is something bad. Like they're kind of forced towards not liking your partner because of that. Alright, well, thanks for watching, especially you FBI agent, and that's all for today.